Oh, welcome into the live stream, guys, and good morning to you. Hopefully, you are on your way to a strong start this Friday. And for the next hour, we're going to be placing a lot of bets, going through a massive slate of NBA games. This morning, we're really going to focus on mainline markets for hockey, basketball, upcoming college and NFL football games for this Saturday and Sunday. We're going to take a peek at that. It really pains for me to say that it's one of the almost not the last Saturday, but we're getting into those last couple of weeks for the college football, and man, the season just absolutely flew by. But we're going to jump into it, looking at some mainline markets, looking to secure some last a little bit of value before we jump into things. All right, so I totally forgot about this 3-pick PrizePicks slip that we shared yesterday. So let me get in on this first. Let me know if I shared this one on the stream. This was the Drake May free square. I was just checking PrizePicks this morning. Completely forgot about this one. So let me know if you guys tailed this one, because this was a nice little cash. This was the Drake May free square. So we cashed this. I think I should have put $25 on this, but I put 20. Can't remember. Either way, though, nice to cash that one. So we're going to pull up some different books here, see what's happening. We're going to look at some PrizePicks. Look at some DFS. This is the only time I'm really going to take a look at player props this morning, is just for the DFS apps. What's going on, Irish 49ers Faithful, MP, Wilbo? What's going on, guys? So, yeah, the Drake May free squares on Pick 6 and PrizePicks, both of those ended up cashing, which is really nice to see. Let me go over here and just type in Pick 6. And we'll get these set up. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, so it looks like early on we have maybe some better value, some underdog value. Okay, let's take a look at this play on better. Somebody's got about $2,100 on AJ Green. We want the under 9.5 points. Okay. Also, guys, just a good kind of reminder, like yesterday, obviously, hockey props, obviously using the sharp money tool. Some of them struggled, especially, Jaden Schwartz, while I was a little bit of an underdog, didn't cash. We saw someone have almost $15,000 in that, which was an absurd amount of money. It didn't cash. So even when we do see a lot of money in certain props, guys, and while we have confidence, it does not mean that prop is going to win, right? But more times than not, I still have the confidence that it's going to be the coin's going to flip our way. So I'm just going to log into underdog over here. So even if we do see, like right here, this AJ Green play, remember, we're putting together a 3-leg parlay, so it doesn't always mean that we're going to cash. But let me go ahead and get this in. 9-5. Okay. And let's get this fired up. So I'll try to move as quickly as I can so that I can share this with you guys. Anyone that does have better, and, we don't know where the value is going to show up each and every day, so it's where we just we're following the money a little bit. Jaime Jaquez under on his PRA, Knicks in the Heat. Okay, and then we're looking for a third play. Norman Powell, again, this is going to be on the Heat. I don't know if they'll let me grab this one. Or Franz. Let's look at Franz. Franz is all right. Somebody wants us at -140 and -135. So I'm willing to put this on a 3-man better slip. Again, I'm not going to, bet the mortgage on this play. But let's take a look at this one. All right. So we want the under 5.5 assists. This is going to be a perfect entry, guys. So no insurance on these. And all right, looks like we locked this one in, and I'll share it with you now. Chi-Town, what's going on? Hefe, how's it going? Team picks on PrizePicks. Now, beta version MP. Ooh. If that's, let me see. I got PrizePicks opened up right here. And yeah, I'll have to look at that, because if they're offering some team ones, that would be awesome. That would be really, really awesome. All right, let's take a look and see what else we have. Again, we're looking at these underdog plays. These are -116, guys, so this is a 6-man slip with no insurance. But hopefully you guys were able to tail some of the plays on last night's stream. Again, the hockey props just didn't work out really well for us. If you would have bet Justin Fields or Demario Douglas, if you bet both of those yesterday, you would have ended up making some money there, assuming that you bet them at the same amount. If you let me know, though, if you put Justin Fields in on your jackpot entry, because he obviously scored the first touchdown. So hopefully one of you guys did, because that was a winner. I went with Demario Douglas. That didn't work out, but betting Justin Fields and Demario Douglas to score an anytime touchdown ended up making me some money. But definitely didn't have as much success as I want to do with hockey props. And for those of you that are in Dub Club, for the Dub Club users, I want to let you guys know that I'm going to scrap going after any first period NHL goals. Not going to go after those anymore. Just I'm going to keep an eye on them, but I'm not going to be adding them to the card anymore. I'm not pleased at all with those results. So something that I'm going to stay away from and lean a little bit more into my strengths so far into the numbers. Something in the past that I've really liked, but it's just been absolutely dog shit to start the season. So gonna stay away from those as we got cooked on all three yesterday. Just want to let anyone that is in Dub Club that's listening to the stream right now, let them know that there's not going to be any more first period total goals for NHL moving forward for a while. Appreciate that, Ergo. Yeah, glad to hear that. Glad at least some of you guys, if you got the Justin Fields play, that's what it's all about. All right, so not as much for prize picks, but we'll come back over here to the optimizer, go the old school prize picks way just for a second. Not going to touch any fantasy scores. If we go minimum data points, let's go 3. Is that a little too steep this morning? No, it doesn't seem to be. So we obviously have the combos. This is only 3 cents off for Sabonis under rebounds and assists. Okay. Combo's not my favorite. And again, we don't have any Pinnacle odds this morning because it's too early for Pinnacle just to release their NBA player prop odds. So I really can't go off of any of these combos. I don't really like any of these. So if you guys want to throw this on here, okay, go ahead. But yeah, not something I'm really going to go after. Just really isn't much prize picks at the moment. This over on Moody is, it's 15.5 on FanDuel. If they drop this to 14.5, maybe it's at minus 125, minus 130. So yeah, not much on prize picks here at the moment. Not seeing a ton. If we look for any pick six, is there any pick six at all? Max Christie, somebody wants us at minus 124. We're taking this under 12.5 points. Okay. Let me fire up pick six. Let's see what we have going on. Very excited for tonight. We have group play. And also, guys, remember, tonight it is group play for the NBA. And with group play, it's all about getting a massive point differential, scoring a lot of points. So, there's going to be unders that are going to cash in this. Betting the under on Max Christie. It's just going to be for maybe some of the stars. We're not going to maybe look to bet as many unders. But typically when I'm looking for main markets here in a little bit, the totals could be looking at maybe betting some overs on some totals. Just because of this format is slightly different than the regular season games. Even though it still counts for a win and a loss in the regular season. Wiggins, this is lower liquidity, but at minus 122 on his over PRA. Obviously, it's going to be very dependent. I don't go too heavy on player props early in the morning, guys, because I like to wait for some injury news to come out. That's why for Dub Club, no picks are released for player props in the NBA until we hit that injury news window time, which is typically 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. And then if we were to finish off pick six, Michael Porter Jr. Okay. I don't mind that at all. That's massively off. Under 6.5 rebounds. All right, I have my 3 picks. Let's share this with you guys. What's going on, Tony? Also, for all the premium, for all the OGs and DGens, I'm going to be posting a poll on YouTube right after this. You're only eligible if you are a member. And I want to get your guys' thoughts. I've asked this question about the same time last year. I'm going to ask it again this year. And so I'll post that after the stream here. Okay. So we took 2 unders and 1 over here on this pick 6 slip. I'm going to take a little screenshot of this. And then if you wanted to go with Desmond Bane, I'm okay with the under PRA. But again, he's kind of one of the main guys for the Magic. So I'd rather go with Porter. This is just a massive discrepancy to FanDuel's line. I really, really like this one. Okay, and then let's just, while we're over here, I can just pop in on Dabble and see for any Dabble users. This Moses Moody play, Jesus, yeah, grab Moses Moody, please. Grab this right now. And then Nick Claxton. I don't like the Sabonis play. So Moody and Claxton all day long, and even Bridges. And then Sabonis, though, over on his assists. Bridges under assist, Claxton under assist, Moody under on threes. That looks to be really, 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 really good. Yeah, those are 4 plays on Dabble. The only one I don't like is the Sabonis over 12 rebounds. But still, that could be pretty good because it's at 13.5, but it could be decent. There's some real good plays out there. Drew Holiday, undermade threes. Julius Randle, overmade threes. Good God. Schroeder over on his rebounds. There's about 4 slips I could cook up right now on Dabble. Oh, man. Yeah. If you have Dabble right now, buddy, I'm drooling looking at this board. Okay. Let's take a look at some ARB plays. What do we got? Anything? Yeah, early on, there's quite a bit of ARBs between No Vig and looks like Camby. Okay. It's a little early in the morning to bet ARBs, but if this is the only time that you, for account health purposes, but if this is the only time that you can bet ARBs, then smash your ARBs. Some really good returns. Looking at over 4% on all these. And if you're looking at a Franz Wagner or like a Colin Sexton right here, there's only $20 on this one. For Franz, there's $400, right? So, with no vig, if you want to go $450, you might not be able to do that. So maybe just go like your $250 spot here, bet your $190, and say thank you for $22, right? There's some really good money out here between these 2 books. Yeah, and Pete, you and me both, man. You and me both. It's definitely the one book that just seems to be the easiest to beat without question. Props Builder and Camby as well. These are EuroLeague. This game starts in about 4 or 5 hours. So you could grab this. There's some solid ARBs out there, but it's obviously all player props. That's kind of the only issue here. And so mostly everyone in this chat knows that player props is the first market on a sportsbook that you will get limited on. It's always going to be player props that when you get limited on, it'll happen. So like here for point spread, I'd rather take this a little bit than any player prop between DraftKings and Bovada. College basketball firm in Northern Iowa, though these are 2, again, small schools. Okay. All right. Yeah. Make sure that you guys act quickly. Don't, couple quick tips. Don't place one bet and then log into the other book and bet this. If you can use the dual feature, use that. Pull the play up on No Vig, pull the play up on Bet Rivers, look at both at the same time, and then submit them within a matter of seconds at the same time. Don't bet this on No Vig and then try to go find this on Bet Rivers. Just pull them both up. Obviously, when you click on this play, guys, this starts a 3-second refresh where OddsJam is constantly looking at these odds every 3 seconds to make sure that these odds are still alive and well. So that's something that's very important. This is an ARB on FanDuel. The positive EV side here most likely is on No Vig. But, in this case, because Bet Rivers has a minus on both sides, just ARB this sometimes. It's a little bit easier that you don't have to figure out that puzzle. Ooh, excuse me. All right, let's see what else we got going on. We're going to go into the sharp money tool now, and we're going to take a look at main markets, and we're going to see kind of what we have cooking. Now, I do have a sharp money, or I do have all the main markets pulled up on the positive EV tool, but we're just going to look at all college football. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. College football and NFL, NBA, college hoops, hockey, and we're not really going to set any odds ranges at the moment or any sports books. We're just going to take a wide look here. Somebody has about $7,700 on the Eagles money line. That's going to be a great game against Detroit. But that's on Polymarket. But again, Pinnacle's taking around $10,000 right now. So they want this at minus 133. But as you can notice on here, guys, like if you can get minus 133, like you can't get this anywhere. Like even the soft books, like I can get minus 138 on 4CX or 135 on NoVig. But like minus 133 is just EV to bookmaker, EV to Circa, EV to bet online. So this isn't so much a sharp money play. This is just that like this is a really good positive EV play. Steelers at minus 5.5. Somebody wants this at even money. This would be a little bit more of a sharp money play. Maybe not necessarily so much an EV play. It looks to be EV to bookmaker. And it's slightly EV to bookmaker, I should say. And it's basically a low hold, no edge to Circa and bet online. Not EV to Pinnacle. This is on ESPN Bet for the Steelers at minus 5.5. Someone has $4,300. Pinnacle's taking $20K. So it's not exactly like, this is supremely sharp. So if you were going to bet this, you could do this over on ESPN Bet. It's not enough. I need a multiplier of Pinnacle's limit in order to bet this. So I'm just not going to touch that play. Rams at minus 4.5 plus odds. We bet the Rams earlier this week. So no. But here's a little different story. Now, if this is a real play on Onyx, okay. Coppin State and Central Michigan. Pinnacle's taking $500. Someone's got $3,000 out there right now. They want this at minus 118 odds. They want the under 144.5. Now, the problem with Onyx is that they're back on copying FanDuel's odds. I don't know. Sometimes when you go over to Onyx, man, and you go to place these bets, their line moves immediately. But the one thing that I like about this particular play is that these are two smaller college basketball schools. I mean, Central Michigan plays in the MAC. The MAC's not exactly a huge conference for basketball. And the cool thing here is that this is above and beyond what Pinnacle and what Bookmaker would take. So if you can get this play, which doesn't seem to be because it's 143 at minus 110, this is most likely a stale line. So this is kind of like my biggest gripe or problem with Onyx is that a lot of times these plays are just not actually viable. They're not real. So we're going to hide this one because it's not there. The Mavs plus 3.5 against the Clippers. Ballybet minus 106. This is just an EV play. This is just an incredibly good. It's a great price. So let me log in a Ballybet. If we were to pull this up on the EV tool, we would see this to be very EV. Something I've been doing this NBA season quite a bit on Ballybet, guys. I'm very limited, but I can bet mainline markets for probably still like $100 to $200. And that's what we're going to do here. Minus 106, 13 cents off to Bookmaker, 13 cents off to Pinnacle. This is just great. It's the same over on BetParks. It's a 1 cent off on BetRivers. This just seems to be a really good play. So now I'm limited on Ballybet, but I'm just going to bet my max over there. So we're looking at the Mavs. And what, plus 3.5? There we go. All right, so I don't know. I'm going to try to bet like $300. They won't take that. 122.30. So even on a limited Ballybet account, I can still bet $122, which I'll take. That's fine by me. So if you're not limited, this is one way you can get limited, but I'm all in on this play. This is just a positive EV play in general. Obviously, I could bet more over on BetRivers if I wanted to. I'm Very happy, though, with $122 at the moment. Okay, so we're on the Mavs. What about the Pelicans? We'll come back to this USC play here in a second. Pelicans plus 10. They are bad this year, really bad. This is a slightly EV edge play to penny. It's a low hold to bookmaker, slightly EV to bet online, and it's a low hold, so not an edge. It's just a 0% edge play on Circa. So this play isn't as good as the Mavs, but if you wanted to bet this on the Pelicans, you could do so. Even odds. You could find worse plays out there. Low holds. It's okay. But I'm probably not going to touch it. Let's look at this USC play. Someone's got $3,400 on USC money line. They won it at minus 240. ESPN bet. This is quite good to bookmaker. Not EV, though, to bet online Circa and Pinnacle. Pretty juicy to bet to bet USC on the money line. It is higher than Pinnacle's limits. This is one that I would maybe entertain. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of betting these short odds of plays. You're not getting paid out a lot. You have to put up a lot of money. So I'm probably going to stay away from it. It's just kind of outside my range. And it's also outside, but it's just not quite enough. It's not that it's a bad play. I just hate putting up like $250 to make $100. I just hate betting those short of odds. Now, a slightly different story here. Let me look at this under. Someone wants this at minus 104. This play on the under 228 is actually EV. This is EV to Pinnacle and bookmaker. Not so maybe so much the Circa. I would be willing to bet the under on the Lakers-Pelicans game than maybe the spread. The under 228. All right, so we'll grab this over here as well. All right, 71.87. Just a quick note, guys. Sportsbooks in general will let you bet more on the spread than they will on the total points market. So as you can notice, we just bet the Mavericks for $122, but now on their spread. But now when we bet a total points market, we can only bet like $72, and that's because the books normally always take a little bit more money on spreads. Not just the NBA, but in general, football doesn't matter. Dabble banned Alex. Make sure you give him a hard time about it, MP. No doubt about that. No, I don't know if that's the case, but 71.87. Yeah, I mean, something that I think, I don't know this for sure. This would be like my educated guess. If I'm a fliff, if I'm a rebet, if I'm a smaller sports book and I'm trying to gain a competitive advantage, it would make sense for me as a business model to try to leverage or have some of the biggest sports betting content creators out there place bets on my book. And even if we maybe limit Alex to maybe $200 to $400 or $500 max for a wager size, if we could say, hey, Alex, if you could go out there and bet on Rebet and showcase our book, we can let you bet up to like $400. Is that okay? And then that's a win-win situation for the sports book because now they have a creator that's going to be able to advertise for them. And then the creator's still able to wager a decent amount of money and make money off that sports book, right? So I think, and a lot of guys out there are like, how are these guys not limited yet? And it's like, well, think about this from a marketing perspective. Like it could be advantageous for the smaller sports book to go after a creator that has over 200,000 followers on X. Maybe if we just limit their wager size to a small amount, that it could be a good deal. Something I always think about, right, is, they might lose some money off the creator, but it could be what they'll gain in a customer from signing up for Rebet could be very advantageous. So that's how I always think about it when it comes to that. All right, so let's go back over here. What's going on, Avard? Appalachian State, James Madison. Okay, it's all right. Let's go. let me finish my thoughts on this one. It's fine. It's not great. It's a little bit above Pinnacle's limit. Again, I normally lean on Bookmaker. So this is where I can come over to the maybe event. This would be kind of nice. I just want to see what does Bookmaker have these total points. Bookmaker is at a 52.5. Okay. Because they normally take more money. 53. So to be able to get this at 54.5, guys, I don't mind this. 54.5 is a pretty important number. So yeah, I mean, but this is kind of just EV to Hard Rock. I mean, this is EV in general. So Hard Rock, this is fine to bet. Fanatics, go ahead. And then Onyx and FanDuel, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. So I'm going to fire up FanDuel. And we're going to bet this James Madison, Appalachian State. This is college football. I need to make sure I shout that out because now that we have college hoops here, this is college football. So they've been playing football for, a while now this season. So we got some, I like this. I like this number. It's a little juicy, but compared to where the rest of the sharp sports books are, I definitely like this. All right, so we got to come down here to alternate total points and the under 54.5. I probably can only bet, what can I bet here? $320, it's pretty good. All right, let's go $250. Okay, we're in on that one. If anybody wants to tail this, I'll share the link. Appalachian State, James Madison. I can get in on that one for sure. I could go over and bet this on Hard Rock. I just am trying to preserve this Hard Rock account for as long as I can. Under on the Pistons and the Sixers. This is 13 cents off the Pinnacle. I like that. 20 cents off the Bookmaker. I love that. Low hold, basically, if you remove the juice from BetOnline, it's going to show plus 100. So, okay. Pistons, we're back over in Bally Bet Smash and Max bets over here because I'm limited and I can bet this. So the under 231, really 233? Let me take a look at this just in general. Is this decent? Just the under 233 to get an extra 2 points. I'm always curious. So Bookmaker and Circa have this at 230.5. BetOnline's at 231.5. To get this at 233 is quite good. It's very good. If I remove the VIG guys, use this little button up here at the top, fair value is minus 122, so I'm just going to grab this. I'm just going to take the extra points here. I can also wager more money on this. And you're right, if I take the under 231, I can't wager as much, but I can wager more on the under 233. A little bit. 78.33. Bally Bet. Thank you, though. I'll take my $78. That's way off. Though it is at minus 113. But that's fine. Yeah, you could see like Pinnacle's moved. Bookmaker's moved. Bally Bet hasn't moved. I mean, Sharp Book moves. Sharp Book moves. The Stale Book, Rec Book just doesn't move at all. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's come back over here. So that's the Sharp Money tool. Let's take a look at the Positive EV tool. I have the NFL loaded up right now. So we're looking at some NFL mainline spreads. Kind of a dead zone here, in my opinion. Minus 8.5, minus 9.5. Baltimore, Cleveland. Looking at the Ravens on the spread. This is a little bit higher EV edge play. I'm still fine taking the minus 9.5. ESPN bet no VIG. This is almost a low hold to Pinnacle. Pinnacle's taking 10K. Yeah, give me some of that. So I'm limited again on ESPN bet. They might let me bet $50. RIP. Still trying to bet as whatever I can on these limited accounts, guys, because, if I can get $50 down, it's $50 is good money, in my opinion. Could pay for my nephew's Christmas gift if the Ravens can cover the spread. So let's go over here and let's take a look. All right, so NFL. I could use the one-click bet feature. I just kind of choose not to. I mean, the main spread's at minus 7.5. Minus 9.5 is not all that different. What's the max bet? $100. Okay. Thank you. Now, if I wanted to, I don't know if they'll let me bet this again. Probably not. Some books do, some don't. Yeah, I can't rebet it. Some books will let you rebet this, some won't. So we're in for $100. So I would have definitely bet the minus 8.5 just to get a little bit more money down on that play. We're in for Ravens. ESPN bet minus 9.5, plus 125. Oh, that's right. I forgot on ESPN bet. I can share this. So one a little easier. Try to share the links when I can, guys. So there we go. What else? Buccaneers, Bills under 49.5. Hard Rock. This is really a Hard Rock only play. It's better than Fanatics. So yeah, this is all day long. Yeah. Okay. Now remember, I want to make sure I bring this point up. I might have to zoom in a little bit here. If I zoom in too much, you might not be able to see this. Okay. If you see $5,700 on Kalshi at plus 124, remember, that means that this person wants the under 49.5 at minus 124. And you can see that you can't get minus 124 anywhere, right? So this is an order that was posted on Kalshi that's most likely not going to get filled. It's a very high chance this doesn't get filled because it's super EV, right? Like I'd love to get minus 124 on the under 49.5. If I get that, this is very EV. We're talking 5.5% edge. So just remember, guys, when you're looking at Polymarket and Kalshi, if you're like, man, someone's got like 50 grand on this play, it's like, yeah, well, if they actually got their order filled, it would be massive positive EV. So it's not like it's actually the side that you want to be on. So just keep that in mind. Chiefs and the Broncos, two teams that have really good defenses. Bet Now is a global sports book. Let me log in over there to see if we have anything. Also have a 30% live boost today for my Penguins. They are over in Europe playing the Predators on the Global Series. They play today, and I believe it's tomorrow, or maybe they play Saturday. Can't remember. Oh, no, today's Friday. Today and tomorrow. So it's on DraftKings, guys, because I just saw that, so just wanted to make sure I mention it. So Chiefs, Broncos, Bet Now. Again, guys, even though these are lower edge plays, this is the NFL we're talking about, okay? So this is still very worth it, in my opinion, to grab this. I'm just going to double check over here on Bet Now. Yeah, this is out there. This is great. I'm going to bet a little bit more than $90. Oh, wait a minute. I can't show Bet Now. I forgot. I forgot. It's a global sports book. I'll get in trouble on YouTube. Just still part of me I just want to share my plays with you guys so you know that like I'm actually like betting this stuff. Let's go in for, I like this under a lot. Just because I like it doesn't mean much. But let me take a look at some movement here. Okay, Circus chilling, Bet Now, boom, not much. Pinnacle has moved. Pinnacle moved around 7 hours ago from minus 119 to minus 123. All right, so we're in there for $200. Overbetting this a little bit, but I really like it. And then anything else here, guys, I would, be careful if you dip below. If you do bet these on Hard Rock, don't go below like the under 47.5. 48 is an important number with football. 48, 49 is very important. So keep that in there. Bengals +8. You're not going to catch me betting the Bengals +8. But if you wanted to, it's very good to Pinnacle. So I would bet it if you have Hard Rock. And then once we get down here is kind of where I stop. Again, that's probably it. Let's take a look at my Dolphins play. We bet this earlier. Didn't move in our favor. Normally it does. Okay. That's all right. It can come back around. Let's take a look at some college football. And let me take a look at bookmakers, my sharp. Okay. A lot of options here on Eastern Michigan and Ball State. A lot of options. The under 50 is the one that I would bet because it's the easiest number to hit. Let's see if there's anything else. No. So over on Ballybet. Where are you at, Ballybet? Let me fire this back up because I definitely want to bet this under on Eastern Michigan and Ball State. If I could look at this, the under 50 is It's very good to Pinnacle. It's very good to Bookmaker. And typically, Bookmaker's taking a little bit more money on these games. Now, it's normally game day, but I'm more than happy just to grab this in general, guys. I understand that, you could bet this on Bet Rivers as well. You're going to get 2 cents worse of a price. That's just kind of how it goes. And it's actually 50.5 that we could bet this main line at. Again, I'm always willing to open up the event page just to take a look at what's going on. So Circa has 49.5. Everyone's got 49.5 as the main line. To get this at 50 is good. We know to get this at 50.5 is really good. So I'm fine with going the main line at 50.5. I should probably be able to bet a little bit more. I can't share these bets on Ballybet, which kind of sucks. 77.46. That's fine. I'll bet the 77.46. Okay. So still finding utility with this account, even if it is a... And the only reason you're not seeing this as EV to Bookmaker, guys, is because Bookmaker doesn't have odds for the under 50.5. Guaranteed it would be EV. So we'll grab this at the minus 112 for, I think it was 77.46. Yeah, I mean, Pinnacle dropped off a cliff. Bookmaker's been slowly moving in the same direction. That's what we want to see from sharp books. It's definitely what we want to see. Books moving together in the same way. What's going on, Daniel? What's going on, man? How are you? Michigan Northwestern, $60 on no vig. Yeah, that's an arb to Bookmaker. I get after that one. Take the whole $60, guys. That's a great play all day for me. Kansas State minus 20.5. I know there's a lot of Ballybet right now. This is an arb to Bookmaker. Got to grab this. Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Pinnacle's not as bullish on this. I will say that. But they have moved. They were at plus 110. They moved to 102. And then Bookmaker just recently, and I mean within like the last hour or so, they really, really moved. And so I can bet more on this because it is a spread. They're telling me about $340. I got about $500 in the account. So let's take a look. Bingo. We could take the minus 19, which is probably still EV. It's a bit of a guess on my point, but again, we can move quickly and just take a look at the event page. What's minus 19 at? Pinnacle would see this as minus 115. So not so much the case. Okay. But that minus 20.5, yeah. All right, I'll still go after the main line here. I'm trusting in Bookmaker. I love how they just moved too. So we're on Kansas State minus 19. Because if they win by 20, then it's a win for us. Let's see if I can go $300. Probably not. 127.68. Cool. 127.68. And at this point, like I mentioned, guys, when you've already gotten limited by the books, I don't mind showing my hand on just smashing the crap out of them. But I'm getting down some good, decent money. Not bad. Over Mississippi State, Missouri, ESPN. Very good to Bookmaker, not as good to Pinnacle. Let's take a look at this one. I don't like the ESPN bet move back to its normal original spot. Remember, guys, ESPN bet goes bye-bye by the end of this month. So use them while you can. Wow. A lot of movement from Bookmaker here. So that's why we like this so much. Okay. I can get in on this betting the over. No doubt about that. And we're going to what? This is SEC football, so I like betting on big conferences as well. The over 15.5. This is the main line. Okay. What do we got here? $50. Hot diggity dog. Obviously, they let me bet more on NFL guys than college. So I'll share this one with you guys over here as well. Anyone that wants to hit this up. Anthony, how's the college basketball team total market been for you? To be honest with you, Anthony, I haven't bet it. Haven't bet it really at all. So, not something that I've really went after. I can't, out here, they don't, in Arizona, I can't bet team totals, at least for the rec books. They won't let me do that. So, don't really have any insights on how well or not well it's been going. UTEP and Missouri State, Caesars. Low hold to bookmaker. Yeah, this looks pretty decent as well. Let's see. Caesars jumps up. Bookmaker drops down. I have more faith in bookmaker. So this would be a play out on Caesars. I would definitely go after the plus 4.5. Nice number to have. Plus 3.5 is good. Plus 4.5 is good. 27-23, 31-27. We like those types of numbers. That can be a big deal. So, yeah, I'm definitely in on that. I don't think on Caesars I can share my bets with you guys. All right, let's see what we got here. I got some money in Caesars, right? Yeah, I got a little bit. I like to use the little search bar here, guys. That's my jam. And we're just going to grab this, and I'm going to bet this for what I have in it. All right, we're going in for a 170 spot here. I love that movement from bookmaker. Okay. All right, so there's some college football plays. Nice to see that. Let's look at some more for the NBA today. Let's look at hockey next. Bouncing around, guys. It's a main market morning. That's how we like to do it. Taking a look at some different plays. Let's look at the results that we have. Hockey, no vig, under 6.5. Islanders in Utah. The Mammoth. How do you feel about the Mammoth? You like it? Don't like it? Gotta ask. Let me know your thoughts if you like this new name for what used to be the Phoenix Coyotes, the Arizona Coyotes. This is, again, we should go after Pinnacle for a second. No offense to bookmaker. Pinnacle takes more money on NBA and hockey, so this actually changes things a little bit. Still EV, just not as EV. So if you guys want to grab that. Let's look at Nashville. Okay. So this is on Polymarket. Again, somebody really wants the Penguins at minus 122. They put up $16,000, almost $17,000. So just be careful if you're on the poly markets. It's not available in America, guys, but it is available out there. Obviously, you see someone has $42,000 offering to bet for you to bet the Predators, but remember, guys, they want the minus 109 on the Penguins. We can't get minus 109 anywhere, so that would be a very EV bet if you could get this at minus 109. So, again, a lot of money that's usually put out on these exchanges like Polymarket and Kalshi that just these orders won't get filled. And if they do get filled, obviously you're very happy because it's very EV. Circa, who is a sharp book in my opinion, Carolina minus 1.5 on the puck line against Vancouver. Circa's the only one that has plus odds here. Why is this? I know there's some people out there that can bet Circa. If you live in Missouri, I know you got to be chomping at the bit December 1st. It's coming. It's coming. Legalization in Missouri. You can start to bet in Missouri, which is going to be incredible. You just got to hold on a little bit longer. Hold on. It's coming. Yeah, well, it definitely sounds more NFL, no doubt about that. I appreciate that it's a unique name. It's not like the Tigers or the Cats or anything like that, you know, the Bears or anything like that, but it's definitely unique, but that's what I appreciate most about the Kraken. I don't know if it's just a very unique name. I think that's what they were going for, but it's different. Bookmaker or BetOnline moved, but I don't know how I feel about the Hurricanes. Not much here from Maine. And normally, guys, that's why I don't give out a lot of main market plays for the hockey. There's just not as much there. And then last but not least, we'll take a look at some NBA. Or we're going to look at some college hoops. Let's look at bookmaker for a second for some college hoops. There's a lot of college hoops games. All right, Sportzino. I don't need to tell you about Sportzino. Western Illinois and California Baptist. Here's where I would pay attention to a sharp money play. If Pinnacle's taking $250, I can tell you that bookmakers probably either taking the same amount or maybe $500, maybe $1,000 max. So the fact that someone wants this under 143 at minus 111 tells me this could be a sharp money play. This is the first thing that I think about when I see this and I go, wait a minute. Somebody wants the under 143.5 at minus 111 odds. They have $2,000. Again, it's not $20K, but it looks decent. It looks decent. I would say maybe I would want to look at this. That's right, Wilbo. They're not the Utah Snowflakes. Look, wow. Yeah, we did show the arbitrage tool earlier in the stream. I'll go back over to it here in a second. But we did already show the arb tool on the stream and gave it its time. But I can definitely showcase it here in a little bit for you if you want to see it again. 1,700 now. This is something where I'm thinking to myself, this is someone that wants to bet an under on a college basketball game that maybe could be a sharp better. They can get their order filled because a lot of the rec books have the same price, right? And they know that if they offer plus 111 on the over, this is going to stick out like a sore thumb to us odds GM users, right? That's maybe I'm thinking too deep here, too much, but I'm like, maybe I want to take a look at this. So this is the only other insight that I would really have here, guys, is I would just log on to Bookmaker. And Bookmaker's got this at minus 119, mind you. So they're a little bit more bullish on this under. And I would just type in Baptist and what do we got here? Now there's $3,900 and someone wants this at minus 113. Yeah, so there's a lot of money on this under. Yeah, Bookmaker's taking almost $1,200. So the rec books are moving. I can get this on maybe an offshore book like BetDSI, which I'm definitely going to go do so. The reason that this has my attention, guys, and I'm spending so much time talking about two small schools, is because this is a lot of money out here to bet an under on two small schools. Somebody really wants this under, and they want it at minus 111. Now someone really wants it at minus 113. And so this is something that I'm like, yo, I got to take a look at this. Where else can I get this at? Bovada, you could bet this at. Every game, okay. It's already starting to move on some other spots. I could get this at 4CX at minus 115, which I can't. I forgot I don't have any money in BetDSI at the moment, which sucks. So I'll just go over to 4CX and bet this. And Sportscene is already at minus 120. Okay. So let me go over to college football. Again, if you guys live in Arizona, there is an exchange out there called 4CX. I might have to open up and show some more games. There we go. Under 143.5. All right, I'm going to go in for a little bit more than maybe what I should have. But I like this. I have a lot of confidence in it. So just because of how it's being priced right now. Oh, I didn't mean to bet that. I meant to bet the under. Yeah, I'm trying to bet the opposite side. There we go. Minus 115. I got this for $250. Just too much money out there. Too much, in my opinion. So to refresh the arbitrage tool, there's going to be a lot of NBA player props. It's just going to be dependent on what you have. This is definitely a mistake made by Thrills. Don't bet this on Thrills, guys. This is a palpable error. Just move on from it. I'm going to remove Thrills at the moment. Again, because we're searching for ARBs. There we go. Because we are searching for ARBs, you're going to find mistakes. Mistakes are going to be made. So for LaQual Splash 2445, here is the tool. And there's a lot of good opportunities out there. A lot of player props that you can grab. Again, when you're looking at a play like this, Josh Hart, there's only $17 on no vig. I would not go after that because everyone here on this stream is trying to fight over that $17. So I'd move on from that play. If you do have though, props builder, you can hit this play up between Camby and Props Builder. Really, it's good to any of the books, guys, that, Unibet, Bet Rivers, any of them. Grab this. Game starts in like 4.5 hours. You could do that. South Carolina State and Charleston. This is a 3.5% edge. College basketball. The problem with the ARB tool, guys, right now, it's not a problem. It's just the time of the day. This is too early for if you are trying to scratch your head and figure out why you're getting limited by some of these books because you're arbitrage betting in the morning. That's how. No casual sports bettor is betting an under on a EuroLeague basketball player this early in the morning. So that's kind of the downside to it, is if you hit these up, this is going to definitely nuke your account a lot quicker than if you waited till right before, an hour before tip, or if you live arbed. So that's kind of the problem with these. But there's a lot of great opportunities. And this board, by the way, guys, later today for the NBA, because we have so many games going on, this board is going to be insane. This is going to be insane with player props. It's going to be crazy. So just buckle up and get ready for it. But, this play on Amen Thompson, there's $400 here. This is a little better, right? This is where you have the time to go over to a ProfitX, to go over to Bet Rivers or Bally. I would still go over to ProfitX first and lock this in because there's only $411. If there was $4,000 on Amen Thompson, then I would go bet the Bet Rivers play first and then come over to Bet Rivers second. But ideally, you're placing both of these bets like bang, bang, like within a matter of seconds of each other. That's kind of what we're hoping to do here. All right. As we're looking for some other college basketball, is there anywhere else? I like to open these plays up from time to time to see if anybody else is offering this. Lindenwood, again, these are small schools, but you can grab these. But that's something I love to look for, guys, on the Sharp Money tool, is just kind of looking at college basketball and saying, like, yo, is there like a lot of money out there on certain plays? And even alt markets, like, is there anything out there today that's really showcasing some crazy stuff? And yeah, I mean, this would be a play that was pulled up, like this Coppin State play, plus 9.5. There's $7,400. Somebody wants this at minus 105. You can bet this on. Can I bet this at bet 105? No, I can bet this at bet now though. Oh, dude. So like these are just crazy amounts of money, right? And someone's offering this at minus 104 for Coppin. They want Coppin State at minus 104. So they're offering plus odds maybe on Central Michigan. So we're getting Coppin State plus the points. Let me go back over to bet now because this is crazy. That's a lot of money. Pinnacle's taking $500. I would say bookmaker. I'll take a look now and see what they're taking this. It's not going to be much. It's going to be like maybe $2,000. All right, so right now at the moment, Coppin State plus 9.5. Bookmaker's taking $555. And Pinnacle's taking $500. So when you see someone with $7,400, this is kind of like the player prop of last night, guys. I'm willing to go after this all day long. Now, listen, when I see a play like this, guys, remember, we're not going to bet the entire bankroll on this play, right? Because they could get blown out. They could lose by 30. But it's still worth, you want some exposure to this. Maybe a 1.5 units, maybe 2 units max on this play, right? No matter how much we love a play, always stay within your means. No matter how excited I get about a play, make sure we stay within our means. What time does this game start? 9. This is today at 9 a.m.? This is going on right now? No. Is it? Is there college basketball early this morning? Is this one of those days where college hoops is going on like all day? Oh, yeah. It's on YouTube. It's Showdown in St. Pete. They're doing these tournaments. Yeah, bro. Where the hell is this at? I'm not seeing this right now. Oh, it's on the extra games, probably. Yeah, it's extra games. Okay, we're grabbing Coppin State. I'm going to bet this for a little bit more. Make sure that's the side I want to be on. All right, we're in for a $250 spot here on Bet Now. I got this at minus 105. More books, more opportunities, guys. BetNow is a global offshore sports book. I do use them from time to time. Hofstra, same shit. 3,000, 3,500. Can we get this at Onyx? Minus 114. We can get this on Onyx. I would be willing to bet, though, that Onyx this is probably not real, but would love to see it. What time's this game? This is at 5 o'clock today. Yeah, everything just locked. Somebody wanted them at minus 1.5. It's now minus 2.5. Okay. Well, Kerr, I mean, it's a fair question to ask, right? So betting main lines in general, it's healthier than betting player props, but yes, on recreational books, it's going to be difficult. The reason that we like to bet main lines early in the morning is because that is your best chance, in my opinion, to beat the sports books is early in the morning. Unless you wait an hour before tip on mainline markets like for college basketball, and you wait for it to move. For for football in general, it's, in my opinion, the only way that you can really beat the books. If you try to wait until game day, it's a losing proposition. So if you don't want to bet early in the morning, or if you're worried about account health, then I just wouldn't bet main markets. If you are limited on a sports book, then I think that's the perfect time just to bet main markets early in the morning, or you bet the night before. If you're mixing up your action, so if you're mixing up and playing some parlays from here or there, I think it's a good thing to do. I don't mind it. But it's a fair question to ask. But yeah, I mean, if you don't bet main markets in the morning or earlier in the day, in my opinion, I think it's incredibly difficult then just to win at all on main markets. Unless you are very quick to injury news that you can beat the books to the spot and bet that before things change. But for the most part, yeah, that's the way to beat the books. For anyone that is, but it's a good question to ask. On thrills, Troy Loyal, a Marymount, okay. Now, again, this Coppin State play, I don't mind, guys, because while this is in the morning, this game starts in an hour, so I'm okay with this. And I'm all right with betting that 100%. But for a lot of these other plays, hey, here's a flip play. Okay. Under 142.5 Maryland Eastern Shore and Creighton. Yeah, I mean, somebody wants this at minus 109. We can get this at minus 115, minus 116 here. I don't mind that. Flip. This is a flip really only play. Don't mind that at all, though. But yeah, and then once we get down to this range, guys, below Maryland Eastern Shore, this is a little bit too low for me. A little too low to really be going after anything. But yeah, that's what I would say. If you're the truth is that you are going to get limited one way or another. So I would rather get limited betting mainline markets, or at least I know I can bet more money on these plays compared to player props. Now, if you're someone that lives in a $10 to $100 bet range, then it doesn't really matter. But as you guys can see on those plays on Bally Bet earlier that I placed a bunch of bets, I would have loved to have bet $300 to $400. I can't. So I just bet whatever I can on those and just know that I'm going to get some decent CLV. If you want to bet mainline markets, guys, but are afraid of getting limited on the soft books, I would save your mainline market activity for sharp books like FanDuel, right? FanDuel's going to limit you, but you could still bet FanDuel for a long time, right? I could have bet over $100 on Justin Fields yesterday. I'm on 10% FanDuel limits on that account. So if you want to save your sharp main market action for the sharp books, you can do that. But otherwise, that's kind of how it goes. The sharp money tool, I think, is then your next best option, because then you're going to be able to bet into a play like Coppin State where all the books have it priced similarly, and you can get this here or there. So hopefully you guys were able to get that play, because I'm bullish on this. I'm very bullish. Jacksonville State College Hoops. This is later today. Someone has $5,600. They want this at minus 115. We could bet this at ESPN Bet. This looks just to be an EV play over at ESPN Bet, no doubt. Flying do, if two sharp books like Novig and Bookmaker are arbed against each other, how do you decide who's EV? Liquidity, or I just arb it. Like sometimes your best. Sometimes you're going to be faced with decisions that your best choice is just to arb it and not have to worry about which side is sharp. But it's going to be dependent on liquidity, in my opinion. That's going to help. Doesn't always mean it's right. But in a lot of times in those situations, you should just arb it and take your risk-free money. Now, if it's a small arb that you can only make like $1 or $2 off of, then I just wouldn't touch the play. Especially in this time of the season, guys, we have so many opportunities and betting opportunities that we can go after that it's a great question to ask, but there's just a lot of times where I'm just not going to bet it because I just have a lot of other options. I don't want to have to this is the time of the year, guys, where I don't know. This, I guess, is the first analogy I thought of. Like, you could play on easy mode all day long, or you could go over here and play on hard mode, but like you have a million different games that you could play on easy mode. It's like, I don't want to play the game on hard mode. Just don't bet it, right? And just find something else that is easier, that is a more of a clear market signal for you. I'm going to try to get back over here to ESPN Bet because, as we mentioned, guys, I'm already limited on ESPN, so doesn't really matter to me. And this will probably be the last bet that we'll finish the stream on. We're just hit the hour mark. I'm going to be back on tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern. Ooh, this is what I love with college hoops. You can really see where the money's flowing into. Ooh, Bracco? Can I bet my first Bracco play today? This is not very good to Pinnacle. I'd rather just go bet this on Bet 105, to be honest. But someone's got 6K, and they want this over on Eastern Illinois and Kentucky. All right, we'll just go over to Bet 105 and bet this. The spread play kind of left, but that's fine. So Bet 105, guys, they copy Pinnacle's odds. A lot of times I'd love to bet Pinnacle. Again, bookmakers at minus 126. Looks like I got to get a code. I've been having to get a code now. Getting the codes here has been better. Like better every time I log in, I have to get a code. And now Bet 105, I have to get a code like every time I log into Bet 105, which is very annoying. The two-factor thing, but it is what it is. So let's go and grab this Eastern Kentucky play. I'll answer your question here, Flying, in a second. I'm not sure if I've made videos in the past on OddsJam talking about these strategies. No problem, MP. Appreciate you, man. So and this can be a little confusing, so I'll make sure that I break this down one last time before we end the stream. Dude, they're taking $750. Ooh, I definitely like this. We'll grab this for $250 spot. So, this is something that we'll go through again. So, on the exchanges, no VIG, Profit X. So I'm going to directly answer. Appreciate that, Roddy. Flying Dodo, 25. This is specifically answering this question for you and for any of you guys that are on using exchanges. On exchanges like NoVig and ProfitX, you can bet whatever you want. You can bet $1 trillion if you want to on any market, because the business model behind those exchanges is that they make money off of the winning sports bettor. So they take a small rake off of the winning sports betting side. That's why these exchanges encourage you to bet, because the more that you wager, the more money that they make. It's a win-win business model situation. On BetMGM and DraftKings, and in this case, Pinnacle, you can't bet whatever you want. There is a ceiling to what you can bet on this Cop and State play. Right now, Pinnacle is accepting a max wager size of $500. On Bookmaker, they are accepting a max wager size of $555. Someone earlier had like $7,000. So the person that you see this big green line on, that's someone that's on an exchange that is posting over $4,000. They are offering you to bet Central Michigan at minus 9.5. This is wildly above, head and shoulders above what Pinnacle and Bookmaker are accepting as a limit. So it's all about confidence in their lines, right? So if I am Pinnacle and I'm only accepting $500 as a max wager, and I'm this person on No Vig that's accepting $4,000, who has more confidence in their line? That's the idea behind this. So the fact is that somebody really wants Coppin State plus 9.5, and they want this at minus 105 odds, which means that we can be on the side of this bettor, and we can get this play at actually plus 100 odds on ESPN Bet. Or in this case, you can bet this at minus 105 at various different books like DraftKings, Hard Rock, Fanatics. You could bet this over at Pinnacle. So the fact that someone has $4,000 up there tells me that that person has way more confidence in their line than Pinnacle does. So that's why we're going after and betting Coppin State. It's not EV to Pinnacle. It's disregards any kind of EV strategy. This is where professional sports bettors use a bottom-up sports betting approach. Professional sports bettors, this is how professional sports bettors don't use OddsJam. Professional sports bettors don't look at this play on the Heat and the Knicks and say, oh man, the main line spread here is like 5.5. I don't know which side to bet because there isn't a stale sports book. Professional sports bettors could look at this market and their model tells them, yo man, you should bet the Knicks at minus 114 on FanDuel because our model says that it's minus 160, the fair value. So anything below minus 160 for the Knicks minus 5.5, you should bet this. So professional sports bettors can bet this, right? They can bet into these markets where it's, as a top-down sports bettor, there's really not much here. Maybe a little edge on Ballybet, but there's not much. We don't really know. We need one sports book to be way off compared to the rest of the sports betting market using top-down. When you're a bottom-up sports bettor, you can look at a market that's minus 110 on both sides, and you can bet into it because your model is telling you a different approach. So the belief behind the sharp money tool is that this is someone that is a professional sports bettor that has a model that is trying to goat you into it. I hope that makes sense. There's a video that I just dropped on OddsJam's channel 2 days ago that goes into the sharp money tool and breaks this down again. So if you want to, you can go back and watch this or go back and watch this section of the live stream once we conclude so that you can kind of see the breakdown again. But that's how it works. All right, guys, have an awesome morning. I'm going to go probably head to the gym and then get ready to drop some plays for the Dub Club card. Love yins. Talk to you guys soon.